Hey everybody, welcome back to Brilliant Pitch Seasonal Wellness YouTube channel. If you're tuning in from Seasons and Sessions, my private Facebook group, hello. Welcome back to this month's seasonal wellness video all about Aquarius season. We have a little featured guest today. His name is Cooper and he just turned 3 and he was looking at me like, hello, you're about to make a video? And he never does that. And I think he just really wanted to be in the Aquarius video because he is a Capricornius himself. Born January 19th, 2022. And he's the best boy in the whole wide world. Say hello to everyone. Do you do the head turns when I ask you questions? First things first, I am going to talk through Aquarius symbolism. What is Aquarius? What is Aquarius ruled by? What is the vibe? What is the aesthetic of Aquarius? That is what we're going to get into first. The second thing we're going to get into, which is a little bit different from Capricorn season's video, is we're going to get into 3 lifestyle tips. So this is something I used to do, and I want to cater a little bit more towards my Seasons and Sessions members. If you don't know what Seasons and Sessions is, it is my private Facebook group where I offer quarterly season-themed mini-shoots. I am a photographer in my other business, Essence Presents, and I also offer these monthly videos in there. So I love to have a little space where we can collaborate as wellness business owners or wellness enthusiasts, and if you want to be involved there, the link down below to join is there for you. It's completely free. So these lifestyle tips are going to be great for both business and lifestyle. Lastly, we are going to get into the forecast, and this time I am not going to do a tarot reading, mainly because I don't have much time today, but I want to know, do you guys love the tarot readings? If you do, please like and or drop is there a card emoji? Drop a card emoji if it exists, if you like the tarot readings and you want me to continue them within the seasonal wellness video. So that is our schedule today. We're basically going to do symbolism, lifestyle tips, and forecast for Aquarius season. Before we get into everything and before I forget, I want to tell you guys about a brand new happy birthday card that I have created for Aquarius season. We are literally at the last 2 of the whole zodiac. We've got Aquarius right here. It is an empty card, but I've already signed it and written my mother a beautiful happy birthday card, so I don't want to show you guys that, but it is an empty card, handcrafted, handmade by me. And I want to talk a little bit about the symbolism. Right here, it's like the view to the future, right? Like Aquarius is very innovative. We've got uranium, staircase to heaven, like this enlightenment, the idealism that is so ever present in Aquarius. We've got this kind of utopian city behind the 2 girls, which to me is just a symbolism of community, kinship, friendship, and utmost care for other people, humanity. Over here we've got the daffodil, which is the flower of Aquarius, and behind it you can kind of see a fingerprint, which is to me just symbolism more of identity as well. And then of course we have the water bearer symbol with the vase and the water pouring out. So awesome little Aquarius happy birthday card. I'm really happy with how this one came out. Although Aquarius has always felt more inaccessible to me naturally, only because I don't have a lot of Aquarius placements, but I'm really happy with how it came out. So the Aquarius card will be in the Etsy shop soon, but I just wanted to show you guys before it goes live. Okay, Aquarius, Saturn ruled sign. It is fixed and is ruled by air. Most people believe that Aquarius is ruled by water because of the symbol. It's very kind of confusing because it looks exactly like water. But the thing with Aquarius is that it is the bearer of water. This is the biggest symbolism that Aquarius brings to the table. Now, what does it mean to be the bearer of water? It means that you get to carry the weight of water, which in its essential nature is emotion, human expression, and human connection. So what Aquarius does in the time of year and even in the people that the sun transiting this constellation and the people born under this time carry is this sense of helping for the better cause. It's like you do the things you do, and you even maybe suffer or struggle through things for the greater good of people, or the greater good of what you believe is best for other people. It is a very people-centric sign. We are now in a sign that is concerned with community, with groups, networks, really focusing on ways of connecting. So whether that's like innovative ways of connecting, innovative ways of drawing more connection. A pet shelter is very Aquarian because it offers this kind of idea and like an ideal situation for the betterment of animals. And it offers a solution by being completely caring of the other, not for profit, right? It's all these organizations that are donation based, but they're for the cause, and that's why they're so important. And when you think about your version of like the most ideal world, you're probably thinking of a world that's very Aquarian, it's very utopian, but let's not forget that this sign is ruled by Saturn. And if you did not check out Capricorn Season's video, I really encourage you to go into that, because that video turned really into like kind of a deep dive of Saturn, and it's very interesting. So I would check that out if you want to learn more about that. But let's not forget that Saturn has a dichotomy within itself. Saturn in and of itself is opposition. And when you think about the rulership of Capricorn and the rulership of Aquarius, both are ruled by Saturn, and they're right next to each other in the timeline of our year. It's kind of interesting because you can say that Saturn in Capricorn has this more serious touch, this touch of legacy, this touch of time, this touch of everything being in its own order, but in a tone that's more determined. And what Aquarius brings is this lighter sense of order. It's like order, but idealism order. And how would the world look if this was implemented, or this advanced technology was integrated, or these AI robots were integrated, right? A lot of people think of Aquarius, they think of aliens, and I didn't even talk about that here. There's a little UFO. Just for that little symbolism, little UFO right there. A lot of people think of Aquarius and aliens and this advanced technology, but what it actually is representing is an unorthodox way of advancing beyond our present moment, right? Capricorn is very much tied to time in that Saturn sense, where it's like time is of the essence. I don't have enough time, you age with time, right? That's all like Capricorn themes. But Aquarius has this like 1 foot in the future, where the future is very accessible. And when we're talking about idealism, it's like, how can we use our Saturnine powers of like structure and stability and order and authority to build this utmost advancement for people and for the good of people. As you guys know, I am a note taker, and I'm going to read just some notes that I took that I probably already just repeated, but maybe we can gain some new insight from this. The bearer of water, in parentheses, life-sustaining element, the one who shares and gives this gift to all without drowning by the emotion or in the emotion. So exactly what I said in the beginning, Aquarius has this kind of revolution, rebel vibe where they can handle criticism. They can handle things that other people have to offer, because to them it's almost like that could get them further, that could advance this in some way. But Aquarians also really just respect the individualism that people have, and they're one of the only signs that I think they just know that people are different in the world. There's this thing that we all battle with as humans, where one person believes something and another person believes something else, and we have a hard time knowing and wrapping our head around that difference, because our morals are our compass. But Aquarius has this moral that's like all around the wheel. It's like it's ever present in almost every area of life. And what they do really well is they just understand the essence of being human. And what that means is the essence of being human is your beliefs, your morals, your values, and everything else that comes with being human. The harmonizer of opposites. They themselves are opposite in their unorthodox, revolutionary thinking and ideas. And it's easy for them to connect with both spectrums. Exactly what I was just saying. Both spectrums of one cause or both spectrums of one belief. It's like they can kind of go, Aquarius can go one way or the other. And as I'm talking about this, I'm realizing that I'm kind of like talking as if this is an archetype or talking as if we're talking about somebody. And I want people to understand that Aquarius, as the constellation in the sky that the sun is transiting, comes through in the people that are born under the Aquarius sun. But it also comes through in our themes now, in this day-to-day life, kind of mundane areas of life. That's the beauty of astrology is, yes, indeed, the sun transiting Aquarius, if you're born under that, you are going to be an Aquarius, but you're also going to have these attributes that are representative of the time and what we're experiencing now in life. And what we're experiencing now in life is also reflective of the sun being in Aquarius, as well as all the other planets in their own constellations. So when I'm talking about the symbolism of these signs, always think of them as yes, as people, but also yes as this month time, this time that the sun is transiting this constellation is also going to have themes of what I'm talking about. I also wrote down innovative connection. So internet is ruled by Uranus. We haven't talked about Uranus, but I tend to go with ancient astrology, with symbolism and planetary rulership. But in modern astrology, Uranus is also the co-ruler of Aquarius. And what Uranus can teach us is kind of this lightning speed, spontaneous, revolutionary actions, themes, abruptness. That's the theme that this planet has, and because it is such a slow-moving planet, it represents more generational change versus personal change. But of course, if you have any planets, if you have any planetary placements that are close to Uranus, transiting Uranus at the time you were born, this is obviously going to come through a little bit stronger, but typically we notice Uranus transits and the impact that it has over time. A sight into the future beyond conformity. Conformity is such an Aquarius word because it's representative of, okay, you're conforming to this present moment. It's like an Aquarius would say, well, don't conform to the present moment. Have this forward-looking, outward-facing, ideal view of the world, and don't conform. Be different, be advanced, because that is what's going to advance humanism and humanitarianism and the world. All right, so now I'm going to get into lifestyle tips that you can apply kind of to your business day-to-day process if you are a business owner. And we are just going to get right into it. My number one lifestyle tip is to give life to the hobbies, the groups, the individuals that you hold an interest in grasping a deeper understanding of. So I don't know if that makes total sense, so I'll explain. What Aquarius does really, really well is it makes other Aquarians, make other people feel heard, seen, and interested in. And Aquarius makes people feel that way as a person, an archetype, because they genuinely are interested in a lot of the ways that people find passion, find purpose, and find will in their day-to-day life. And so what this time is really supportive of as a spiritual essence is finding those things that you maybe thought of, whether it was like as you were walking, as you were doing something, you keep finding this interest in this other thing, whether it's like a time management strategy or a hobby or something you've even never heard of, but maybe it's come up to you a couple of times throughout the month and you're just like, like why does that keep entering my present awareness? It's one of those things that you kind of feel open towards and you are interested in learning more. And this is something that would be really supportive right now. It's one of those things where it could expand your mindset, but it's also a very healthy thing to do in this inward time that we're in when it comes to understanding the wintertime goal setting, aspiration driven time. This time really is rooted in kind of planting a seed. The goal setting thing to me is more like spring. Let's set a goal for spring. Let's revisit in autumn, and hopefully I've reached it by autumn. To me, that's like the natural seasonal wellness way to create a goal. But in terms of the symbolism of winter, it's a time to gather your seeds and or plant seeds, right? So, and we wouldn't even plant seeds until the end of winter. So what we really want to be doing right now is letting things go that happened in the fall, right? We let things go. And then in the winter, it's a time of dreaming and ideas and ways that we can go into deeper worlds. And that's exactly what this is supportive of. This lifestyle tip is supportive of. So my second lifestyle tip is kind of related to this first lifestyle tip. When you're thinking about the things that you find interest in, and those hobbies, those groups of people, the networks, the things that you want to learn more about and understand deeper, think about why somebody would find a deeper interest in you and your interests, your hobbies, your expertise, and why somebody else would want to dive deeper into what you offer. This lifestyle tip is called giving light to your uniqueness, right? So how you stand out, how you individuate amongst other people, other groups of people. Find what that is. And there are certain ways that you can go about doing this. Certain things that you might not think bring this out are journaling, like free writing, just free writing whatever is on your mind, and allowing things to kind of come up to then self-reflect on. And then you might discover that there is something in you that wants to come out, or there is something in you that has something unique to offer people. Another way to do this is through exercise. When you exercise, you actually just are basically giving your whole body a massage, a whole muscle, like blood flow revolution in your body. And what that does is it allows certain things to connect and make connections elsewhere, and your mind tends to go free because you are actively embodied. You're actively drawing your attention to your body movements, and therefore your mind is free to then receive any wisdom or any divine wisdom that might already exist in you, and it will just come out much easier. My third and last lifestyle tip is to challenge your own ideals. Challenge your own traditions, your own authority. So what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you to dive way deeper into where things come from. What that essentially is doing is connecting you to really the greatest utility of winter, which is diving deep into your own systems, your own structures, and understanding where it all comes from. Does it all still serve you? Does it all still actively make you a better person? Or are some beliefs kind of older and they're dried out and they need to be let go of? What Aquarius season actively does is challenge all sets of beliefs and all systems to understand if it's really for the betterment of everyone. It really is concerned with all. And at the core of it, that's the best way to go about things, because what happens here happens over the world. What happens in your mind has a butterfly effect on everything else in life. And it's true, even if we can't immediately see it, there are certain domino effects that affect each one of us in our day-to-day. and we don't even know where it derives from. So if you can do that inner work of challenging your own authorities and beliefs in terms of like, I will never be this way, or I will never engage in this thing, and really think deeply about why you feel that way or what that does for you in terms of kind of psychology. What is that really serving for you and your soul? That's how deep you can go with this. So I hope that those lifestyle tips really helped you out. I know that for me, I like to understand what like a certain time in the year is actually supportive of. And with astrology, something that has been studied and studied and studied for millennia, and we get to understand that patterns exist based on planetary movements, it's just insane and it's so cool. And I think that the more that we can connect to the archetypes and the symbolism, the ancient symbolism, the more we can understand why certain things happen to us or why we feel certain ways, and it just gives us clarity, and it makes me at least feel much more clear and much more aligned and connected and grounded to where I'm at. Okay, so we are going to dive into Aquarius season forecast. Now, this is basically a planetary forecast, but what I'm going to do is make it super accessible to you and basically tell you what each of them means, because I know that not a lot of people understand astrology, and I want to just give you kind of the breakdown of what it actually means for you so that you can live this next season, this month, to the best and most optimal by living in alignment with the season. So on January 27th, by the way, mind you, I'll start by saying actually that January 19th, the sun entered Aquarius. Now that's pretty typical. I have seen the sun enter Aquarius at later times in the year, more like the 22nd, 23rd. But this year, the sun went into Aquarius on the 19th, and we immediately had a sun-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius, which is at 0 degrees. That's kind of a potent area in the sky. It's going to be felt more broadly. This was pretty big. I can tell you that I certainly felt kind of this like big change of direction. It was Inauguration Day, and there was a lot of change in direction in terms of what the world could see on and around that day. And that is just a pure example of what Sun and Pluto can do. It really does shape-shift and transform the direction of like an identity or how we show up, how we self-express. And when you think about us as a country, if the country was a person having a Sun-Pluto conjunction basically on their birthday or around their birthday, it's like, yeah, there might be like a shaking up of foundations where a lot of things are going to change and transform, and there's new direction afoot. And that's really just what that represents in astrology as well. So that was pretty big, and I want to say that that tone definitely sets for the rest of this season in particular. The sun is actually in its detriment in Aquarius, which means that the sun is not comfortable there. The sun actually loves being in Leo, but the symbolism here is that Aquarius and Leo are opposites. So the sun is in its opposite domicile, meaning it is not happy, it's not comfortable, it doesn't really like it there, it's cold, it's Aquarius season, and that's also an element here. So there's like an uncomfortable, kind of like what is happening direction right now. And that is just very real. If I'm being real and honest with you, that is absolutely what is happening in the collective. And also probably if you have placements in fixed signs, which are Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo, you're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that a lot. So on January 27th, we have Mercury entering Aquarius. And basically what that means is our day-to-day like business dealings, our transportation, the way that like our strategy moves, all of these little things that kind of like make up and round up our day-to-day, that is all moving into Aquarius, which is where the sun now is, right? There's a little bit more support for the sun with Mercury moving into Aquarius because the Mercury and the sun work in a way that's like, okay, you can easily communicate your soul. You can easily communicate where you're coming from, who you are. It's like one of those things that's just going to feel a little bit easier as of the 27th. And that's exciting. Mercury is the ruler of business and give and take in terms of business dealings. So that is also something to watch out for. On January 29th, we have a new moon in Aquarius. So that's always nice for planting seeds. The new moon in seasonal cycle symbolism is pretty much the same as winter time. We are in a time of hidden, can't really be seen, there's not a lot of light. And that's a perfect time to really plant seeds, get your foundational roots in check, whatever that means for you. And that is just a good time to do that, especially after such kind of maybe an intense time. On January 30th, we have Uranus going direct, which in modern astrology is kind of a bigger deal than it is in ancient astrology because Uranus rules Aquarius. And so there could be just a sense of like things are moving forward now. Uranus is this planet of spontaneity, revolution, and it does want to move forward and advance and progress. So that moving forward in, I believe it is Taurus still, is going to feel like things are moving forward and possibly some themes around resources, money, and things that have to do with the material things in life and the resources that we have and we have accumulated over time. So on February 4th, we have Venus entering Aries and Jupiter moving direct all in the same day. And I literally drew like a power punch sign. This is a really nice transit for the winter time, I would say. There's probably going to be a feeling, especially with Uranus going direct right before that, there's going to be a feeling of there's excitement in the air again. Right now, I mean, I certainly feel this way, but I've been feeling this I don't want to say detriment, but it's like there's something in the air that feels a little bit like enclosed and just tight and not movable. And Venus moving into Aries is literally a very powerful punch, but with Jupiter moving direct, also that day in Gemini, which is technically like sextile to Venus. I don't know if it's exact, but the signs at least are sextile and or they are both positive signs, meaning they're air and fire signs versus water and earth signs are negative charged. They're like yin, negative, and yang, outward, upward, uplifted. So Venus moving into Aries with Jupiter also going direct is like the two benefics just working with us and being like, here's some help or here's some aid. Here's something to make you excited about. Here's an opportunity. Here's like this really cool item, or it could be a material thing as well. There's definitely that energy in the air of material things because of Uranus and Taurus, Venus and Aries, Jupiter and Gemini. It's like there's something that could be accumulated here, and that's also something to look forward to in the next couple weeks. On February 12th, we have the full moon in Leo, so a Leo full moon that's going to bring some warmth energy, some feelings of refreshing, just light, you know? Like there's kind of this sense of darkness ever present. It's almost like a lot of the planets that normally wouldn't make you feel this way during this time of year are just like, they're just like going through it. And I definitely feel that way with everything in life right now. It just feels like there's not a lot to look forward to, and this full moon could definitely shed some light. I mean, Leo is like the sun, right? So the full moon shining a light in this sun sign ruled constellation, that's kind of a bright and warming energy, and I think it's definitely needed. That opposite force is needed right now. On February 14th, we have Mercury moving into Pisces, and Mercury is in its detriment in Pisces. So it's interesting that the sun just moved into its detriment. Mercury soon follows and then moves into its detriment towards the end of the sun's stay. So it's almost like they're obviously following along each other. There's just some a little bit of struggle when Mercury is in Pisces because Mercury is very precise and articulate, and Pisces is very boundless and ethereal and spiritual. So there could be certain things that would be more difficult to do, especially with business. Things might feel a little bit more like creative minded when you want to do more strategy stuff. There could be those kind of struggles coming up. And that's just something to look out for around the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. On February 18th, the sun moves into Pisces, and that wraps up Aquarius season forecast. So all in all, I really, really love the Venus-Jupiter dynamic in the middle of the season. I also really do like Uranus going direct because that's an Aquarius kind of wink of the eye, because Uranus does rule Aquarius in modern astrology, and I think that that could really give us some momentum and happiness and like fulfillment as much as we possibly can right now. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you so much. Please give this video a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Leave that tarot card emoji if you want me to bring back the tarot readings. And if you're interested in signing up for Seasons and Sessions, that link is below as well. Again, we do quarterly mini shoots. Obviously, where you live depends, but I can also do product photography remote. And if you just want to be in a group of like-minded individuals who love wellness, who love seasons, who love all the things with all natural elements to it, please consider joining the group. We'd love to have you. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!